Being together with your abundance is actually a natural given, but we've just wandered off from being natural. That is the same as saying being together with your twin flame is a natural given. Maybe you could say a supernatural given. That's also fine. Depends a little bit on what you define as natural. Is it like the natural world, like the whole world? Your body also belongs to nature. Or is it like including the space that when you close your eyes, it's that inner space and you include that too? It's like natural. And like when you close your eyes and that inner space is there too, it's like supernatural. Doesn't really matter. The point is that it's natural or supernatural. It's a given. Your abundance is a given, and it is given. It's a gift. It's a gift from God. And it just is awaiting for you to unpack it. Your twin flame abundance is your presence, your energy, the presence of your union's energy, of your twin flame and your twin flame's energy. It's the presence of God and God's energy inside the bubble of your union where you and your twin flame reside inside. The abundance is the fact that God pours into your union place or bubble or egg or energy field where you and your twin flame reside inside, so that God can, through your very fitting vehicle of your union, as the child of God, that union space is the child of God. And you can provide God with an opening into the world so that God can pour through you in the world, so that God can use you for this profound mission to reach out to the world through your union. And because your union unit is the child of God itself, alive, vibrating here now, and nothing less, it is the definition of being the opening for God's hand to come through your union to go into the world so that God can heal other people and help other people. That is the definition of your mission, your reason of existing, your purpose. It is per definition your overflowing abundance. So that it's not only you that people see, or you and your twin flame that people see, or you, your body and your twin flame's body that people see, but it is through you that they see God. It is through you that they see Divine Mother, because you are the Divine Feminine, and through your twin flame that they see Divine Father, because he is the Divine Masculine. Or the other way around, if that's in your case, it doesn't really matter. But I know that more Divine Feminines watch my channel, which is okay and logic, because more females in cultures spend time looking at relationship content. But through you, we also speak to your partner. Through you, we speak to the core of your union. That union unit is actually like the person. In God's eyes, it is. And God wants to use your union for healing others, so that others may also heal their emotional, physical, mental space, so that others also come in harmonious twin flame union and be with their true twin flame and start their mission. And yes, you can still be your unique individual self in that, for sure. That's where you find who your unique individual self really is. that is built on rock solid ground and not on drijfzand. That's a nice Dutch word. That doesn't really matter, but oh, there it is, quicksand. Right, we learn something every day. Right, so yeah, this whole journey is the revelation of what is the present for you, what is the gift for you, what God's want to give to you and through you to the world. And that's your abundance. You know, the fact that you might accumulate the flows of money with that to buy a home in a better piece of the city, qualitatively better, that is just subjected to that first fact that is primary. And that is perfect, you know, when that is for you, or we're going to buy a house that is in a better part of the city. Well, perfect. Nothing wrong with that. But the question is it connected to the union unit? Is it connected to your inner peace inside harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state that you have, hold, and maintain? That's the true abundance, the true peace, the true love, the true energy, the energizer, the true wealth, the true abundance. That's what that is. Of course, it's that. Because I think you know already in life, you know already in life that how the world works, and that when you work a lot and you make a lot of money, you'll become overworked, and the company that you work for has kept on using you while you were half ill and you couldn't take it anymore, and you feel so used. And so, like, this, you do have money and you can live in a house and give your family to eat, and you can even go on a holiday, but at what price? Because you're stressed. So the price of having enough, or even more than enough, in the world is stress. According to the world, they don't say that, they advertise it as a wonderful career, but you know that the price is stress. So it's like twin flame abundance, doesn't that promise like the same thing? Like, no, it promises that there is something that sustains you that is not stressful, but peaceful, but truly fundamentally peaceful and profoundly peaceful, in which you are together with your twin flame. And then something starts to flow that is also giving you enough of energy, physicality, supporting people and foods and flows of money, that is always enough for what God wants to move through you as your mission to the world. No matter what you want to do there's always enough for you to make that possible, because you stand in that flow with God. In the true flow with God, where there is your true twin flame standing next to you. That exact one, and only that one, where there is harmonious twin flame union that is maintained. And only in that flow you stand. And whatever is flowing there, that's what that is. That's what that is about. And it will sustain you and everything that is important to you without stress, or like maybe stress is like the wrong example, because stress is also like normal, like a normal part of life. Some things are sometimes a little bit stressful and then you move through it. That's normal. Of course, we were talking about like a continual unhealthy stress, right? That's never what that is. But it will also never be with your false twin flame. And it will never be outside of harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state. So the abundance that we talk about here is really like a gift from God. And the only point is, do you receive it? Are you open for it? And many people are not. And that's what you need to look into. That's what you need to look into. You know, the whole point to make this work, to make this flow, to get on track is, are you willing to look into the fact that you're not open to receive it? And how much you are willing to look into how you're not open to receive it, to that amount you can make come true your abundance, your twin flame abundance. So you need to tear down the walls towards receiving the twin flame abundance. And you need to have a look, an honest look, confront yourself with how much you're not allowing yourself to receive before the receiving starts, from the as a natural result of having looked into how bad it is for you. And then it comes. And then the dam is broken and the water flows to you. But you need to break that dam voluntarily by researching how much you're not allowing it in, because God is standing there wanting to give you this gift of the true twin flame and harmonious union with the flow of resources, money, and everything that is good for you in your mission. And God stands there wanting to give it to you, wanting to give it to you, wanting to give it to you. And you need to break that dam. That's the work. And then we'll see, you know, if that dam will be broken for just a tiny bit, and then it starts to flow in there for you. And then we'll see if that's for €3 worth, or like €30 worth, or like 3,000 euros worth, or 30,000 euros worth, 300,000 euros worth, 3 million euros worth, or 300 million euros worth. We'll see. Yeah, but it needs to be a genuinely looked into, situation of how much you're withholding your own receiving. You need to be genuine about that. And that's just something very different than like, oh yeah, I'm just, so much on this pink cloud, and God will provide for me. Yeah, I will. For the amount that you allow yourself to be confronted with the fact that you don't allow it in. That specific flow that connects to your true twin flame in harmonious union with your true mission, that one. And what helps there is also understand that we unlock it through breaking that dam. And that requires you to become emptied out in the unconscious. So all kinds of like undesirable unconscious parts of you will flow to the top to then be released. And it won't look nice, it will look ugly, but that's normal and that's healthy and that's safe, and it will flow away. That's the inner work. And then it will feel more and more open and peaceful and as if you're floating, but then in an actual sense. And then what needs to happen is you need to keep on doing your normal logic part of the deal. You need to build your mission business structures. You need to structure your day and your week and your year. You need to um, calculate what your spending is and what comes in every month and be detailed about that. You need to work on strategies, how you could see the future over a couple ways of how to deal with money and time that make sense in your culture, for your talents, for whatever. You have to do your part of the deal too. You have to not resign from your humanness while all of this is happening and it's like super duper spiritual. At the end of the day, your human part is also taken in that full flow of everything, of course. But your human part is a normal, that's where you should go, a normal functioning active human being, and that is an adult. So they do work with structures and lists and plannings and thinking out different strategies. And they will become, of course, adjusted through the now moment of the flow coming in all the time. But you don't suddenly become a helpless, drifting on the flow person that doesn't know what time it is. That's not helpful either. You co-create with that flow that breaks through the dam while being a normal adult. All right. Twin flame abundance starts and ends with your true twin flame and the love. And that is the only way you can make sense of this entire thing of the energy, the dam, the breaking of it, the money flow, and being a human, an adult in it with your structures. The only way all of that makes sense is you need to get the true twin flame in actual union and not delude yourself. You need harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state. And therefore, you start to do the twin flame inner work in the arms of a teacher so that it will all work out for you.